So let me turn now to reflect on Napo's many priorities. CAFCAS, where we absolutely welcome the appointment of Jackie Chiotto as Chief Executive. And we look to her to help build a new partnership with Napo so that together we can exert additional pressure on politicians to tackle the perennial problems of inadequate pay, excessive hours and workloads, and key operational issues such as public law filing dates and litigants in person. We need action, and we need it very, very soon. And our work forum with our members in Probation Northern Ireland, where Katie yesterday alluded to the problems they are facing around pay and the continuing threat to their safety and that of their communities. So, onto the big topic. Our negotiations on the scheduled transfer of offender management work from the CRC to MPS Wales, with the remainder coming in 2021, have been the subject of a recent members' update, and we'll be issuing more news to members early next week. Those negotiations up to now have been heading in the right direction, but as is often the case, the nearer one gets to finalising the package of measures that will be needed to support that transfer process, the harder it gets to close the deal. So we have a problem, and probation trade unions will continue negotiations in good faith. Well, I can tell you today that Napo, Unison and GMB have jointly written to the Minister demanding that Lucy Fraser order a halt to the proposed transfer of OM work to Wales MPS in December, as at the present time we believe it's unsafe to proceed. We have a list of reasonable demands that need to be recognised, and when the people we are negotiating with tell us that we cannot have the same protections for all staff that we are trying to secure for those in scope for transfer into the MPS, we say that is just not acceptable. For I made a pledge last year, and I repeat it again. This union never leaves our own members behind. We will never rest until we have secured pay parity for CRC members with those in the MPS. And we won't give up on our campaign for protection for all workers for the life of any new probation contracts, notwithstanding our implacable opposition to that concept. And we want the immediate restoration of collective bargaining with common pay, terms, conditions and professional standards to be applicable across all of probation, no matter what its future structure turns out to be. You see, following the misery of the last 5 years, these are reasonable and achievable demands, provided that there is a political will to enact them. To the employer, I say, don't tell us that these things are unaffordable, when it's a matter of record, only half the money put aside for the dreadful TR project has been spent. Don't tell me that things are unaffordable, when you have handed over millions of pounds to useless, corrupt contractors like G4S for using the names of the dead in their tagging bill, and Working Links, yes, them again, for causing any number of actual deaths. You stand accused. And the government, who it seems can shake the magic money tree to bail out the DUP and find the cash for more prison places or police officers when they want to. Don't tell me we can't afford it. This AGM is a great opportunity for us to again join together and reinforce the big message that the private sector have had their opportunity to transform rehabilitation but have failed dismally. Having received £500 million of taxpayers' money in bungs to bail out that failure, and after exploiting those hard-working staff under their employment, they threw 40% of the inherited CRC workforce onto the unemployment scrappy, and they should be ashamed of themselves for that. And they played their part in contriving to decimate the profession into a shadow of its former self. So we say, never again. And we ask, how can anyone with any sense whatsoever have any confidence that the so-called mixed market model in probation will work any better than what has gone and failed before?